problems?
No. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm excited. I'm Erin, for those of you that don't know me, Presidential Diamond Leader. So we're gonna start off, because we've got like some new people, so we're gonna start off with a get to know each other kind of little fun thing that my mom's put together with towels. We're excited. Yes. So, but I know a lot of times at the last meetings we've done, going around talking about our whys and different things. So we're going to change it up a little bit this time, and just we're going to pair up with somebody that we don't know at all. So,
yeah, that one's without towels. And
Oh.
there is one with towels.
okay, well, I'll let you just come up and lead it then and tell us what to do. I don't know what's next.
I just think if you find somebody that you don't really know and match up with them. So,
Go.
I know Megan. Right. Not now.
Erin, you want to be my partner?
Okay, I'll be Erin's partner.
Yes, I love it.
Hi.
I don't know you.
I know you.
What am I
Wanna do it?
Yeah, sure.
I don't really know guys either.
Hi, I'm Erin. Nice to meet you.
I'm Yella. Oh, I see you on Facebook, Sherry. Oh, I'm seeing you too. Okay. So now everybody's partner.
Faces and names together.
Okay, so for,
Yes. It's intense.
Like the first day of school.
Yeah. Your clock. Okay.
How long?
We're gonna do 90 seconds. So for 90 seconds, one person will talk to the other person, just tell them about themselves. Hello. Does everybody have a person? I think so. Use everything.
Yeah, Angelica, you can partner with us. Because I don't really know you that well either. So.
Okay, so for 90 seconds, for example, I'll talk to Megan and tell her all about myself. And then for 90 seconds, she'll tell me all about herself, and then we have to introduce each other to the group by telling a few things about her.
We get an extra 90 seconds.
No.
Okay,
We do. We got three.
We got three.
60.
Okay. Am I going? Yeah, you're with us two.
Okay, we're ready.
All right, go.
Okay.
All right, who wants to go
All right.
first? Oh, okay.
Originally-
Okay, so I'm Erin, 26.
Got son and kids. Yeah, we just live right here in Genie.
Wedding already.
Then John has to-
Yeah.
He's always one. If it's coming up,
My favorite cereal
people.
that was like 10 years ago.
People don't like that.
Okay, I'm Angelica, but everybody calls me Jelly. Like when I was little, and my dad gave me basically short for Angelica, but he created like so weird. So everybody calls me Jelly. Anybody calls me Angelica, except for when I just first met you, you'll be my Angelica, and then after that you'll be my Jelly. So you call me Jelly. I have daughters. Two friends, wife. Ours. My together.
Time's up.
That's our first name. Okay.
And go.
Okay, we just had to make I'm ready. Yeah. Some cosmetic routines, so I can make
We still need 60 seconds.
I don't have my own home.
All right, 60 seconds.
Okay. Now I have to talk in the quiet.
No, everybody else keep talking.
I'm Erin, and so I lived in Spring. I was 20.
Yeah, tell me about.
And I was just at tech school, so I got my degree and was working 20 hour shifts all the time. It was crazy how much I was working 50 hours a week. It was I'm 23. Literally we're 290 and 1960.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I talk fast.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Perfect. So I'm going to tell everybody about Angelica or Jelly. So her dad came up with that nickname. He
What's
said
my
that.
real name?
I said Angelica.
Oh, okay.
I got you. Yeah. So she's 28. She's kind of lived all over. Went to Denver for a little bit with her. She's been with her boyfriend since junior high. He said so, a long time. And they moved to Denver for 6 months, and they lived in Dallas Fort Worth. That's where she met Cassie because they went to cosmetology school. And then probably within, you said 2 months or so of when Cassie moved here, then they ended up moving back to Houston, and I've just kind of reconnected through that. She's got a little girl, almost 2, so probably as wild as mine. And I think that's pretty much it.
Who do I? Erin?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So Erin is originally from Spring, Texas, and you were living with your mom and or your parents and going to vet tech school. Okay. And then you went to vet tech school, and then you met your husband through church, and then you got pregnant and got married, and
Have this little cutie. The rest is history. And she used to work 24 hours at vet tech, as a vet tech, which I didn't know that they worked that much.
I don't know if it's legal or not.
Oh. I just didn't know you could do that.
They were
crazy. Yeah. So,
that's pretty much it. She's 23.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
This is Erin, and she is 26, and she is.
Do we have to tell her age?
We have to. Well, it's something I remembered. I have a bad memory. She is a nurse, but I know know that she just was able to retire
Yes, on
that.
Friday.
And I know her favorite cereal is no longer, or has been discontinued, and that's the Rice Krispie cereal.
Rice Krispie treats. You know when it used to be like the clusters?
Oh,
Not just Rice
Oh.
Krispies, but
Okay.
no, like the bunches. The bunches. Yeah.
And her husband is Kyle. Almost done. And y'all met through mutual friends, and y'all were in Indianapolis.
Close to that, yeah.
Yeah.
A small town.
So that's all I remember.
That works.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
How to say that?
Here we can sit down.
Okay, good.
Oh, we can sit down.
Y'all meet Sherry. You want me to Sherry? Yeah. Okay, well she's 30. That's her daughter Ariana, and she's 8. She's from the Dallas Fort Worth area, but she's kind of lived everywhere, like Houston, Austin, all those places. Forgot what she did. Something with the number. She has an accounting degree, but she didn't go into accounting right after college. Yeah, she's a proposal manager. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Me either.
But that's what she does. She's only been in for like a couple months in the business with the It Works thing. I don't really know.
That's good.
Sweet.
Okay, this is Ayala, is that right?
Yes.
Ayala, okay, and she's 24?
In like 2 weeks.
Almost
So, yeah.
24, okay. She is an administrative assistant and has been doing this since February. And I'm probably gonna remember the rest of the stuff. We're worse at this than we thought we were gonna be.
We both have really bad memory.
Especially term memory. But you're executive, right?
Yes.
Okay, and she started for Ruby and she's working on that, and what did I forget?
It's all good.
That's it.
That's
all
what
you
we
get
got.
today.
Perfect.
All right, this is Eric and Caleb. They just joined the business this month.
Like a week and a half
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
He is an application analyst. He's been doing that since February. Y'all been married a little over a year?
Yep.
A little over a year. Caleb's turning 1 next week, or
Next month.
next month. So he's almost 1. You're born and raised in this area. They live in Cyprus now. He's been in Houston most of his life. U of H grad.
Go Cougs.
Yeah. That's about it.
This is Kyle. I don't remember how long they've been doing It Works, but
Yeah, a little
they just moved here from Indiana like 4 years ago. He likes outdoors and sports, and his teams are the Colts, Alabama, and the Pacers.
Hated around here.
Yeah. And his team lost last night, so he's
Oh.
It's a rough night.
I think that was about just
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Way to participate in your first event as a guy. Like, that's huge.
This is Megan. She's 25. She's been with her boyfriend August for 7 years. She lives in Katy, right around the corner from Aaron and Kyle.
And you.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're in the tax. She's a tax consultant-ish accounting. So it's tax season, so it's busy. She likes to read in her spare time. Been with the Works for a few months. Oh, it works since May, end of April, May. Working on moving to Ruby. I think that's it.
Perfect.
This is Jennifer, and she is Aaron's mother, Kyle's mother-in-law. She's been with the company since June, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She has 4 daughters. Aaron's the oldest, and then there's a couple of names. Morgan, Anna, and Emma. And Emma is gonna graduate this year. This is her senior year in high school at Seco Ranch. Where she teaches, and she has been for 8 years, which is ironic because I went to Seco for a year, so. And she's been with her. My husband,
We've been married 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
She's been with her husband for 11 years. Yay. And she is. Ruby. Oh, sorry, Ruby. Ruby. I'm sure trying for Diamond. Going strong.
Yeah.
So close. All right, perfect. Okay, now what is this?
Let's get everybody stick this together.
I'll go first. Okay, this is Trish. She is on Lisa McVeigh's team, which couldn't be here today. She's been in It Works for a little less than a month, right? So she's super new, which is awesome. She's lived in Katy since 1997, so a long time. She has 2 sons. One's in 8th grade, one's in junior high. They both play high school. Sorry, not junior high. He's a junior in high school. They both play soccer, so that's how she met Lisa. And her husband is a police officer. And she works for Progressive Insurance.
Okay.
And that led her to It Works, sort of. So, yeah, welcome.
Cassie Nero, hairstylist, as you can tell, love the hair. Born in Maryland, lived there till she was 2, moved to Dallas, stayed there until about 2 years ago. She's been with her boyfriend for 4 years. That brought her here. She went to college for 2 years and then decided not for her. Went to cosmetology school. Has been doing this for a few months. I think 4 months, 5, yeah. That's I think 4 months.
This is Ashley. She has 2 little girls, 2 and 6 months. Right? Those girls. Okay. Let me see. She's a financial manager. She's actually on my team under Iola. What else? Oh, her favorite color is red. And her boyfriend's name is Josh.
Perfect.
And she lives in Katy.
Yeah. Okay, this is Megan. She is my upline. You're Ruby turning for April, right? Yeah. Okay, she's 22. She lives here in Katy. She had a cat forever. It was her best friend, but she lost him. She has 2 dogs and 4 little brothers, all half brothers. Her boyfriend's name is Jesse.
Oh yeah, I'm a nurse
Nursing school, and she's a
pharmacy tech.
technician. And she works here in Katy at a pharmacy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And everyone, this is Jordan. She walked in, but we're doing another get to know you event, or not, I keep calling them events, activity. So we'll get to know soon. So what's the next one?
Okay.
Now for the towels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
It's nothing. 6, 7.
I'm trying to feel long
Is it race?
So if we do 5,
So,
you want to participate? Sure. Okay. So 5, 5, and 5. Then we have 15.
So 3 towels.
3 times.
she brought 30.
I didn't know.
And I dropped it on the way out the door. So not real big ones here. Okay, so 5 people need to stand out of each towel. Go.
Preferably maybe with somebody you don't know.
How's your comfort level?
Stand on it.
No bubble.
I don't know. Okay, so what you have to do is everybody has to be completely on the towel. You have to flip your towel over without stepping off of the towel. So you're doing like that, you're moving
Can
one
you step on it
piece at
there?
a time.
Gotcha.
Then can you
Okay.
step on there?
Yeah, then you can step on this.
So once you move it, you can step on it.
Yeah, you can step either side of the towel. It just has to be flipped over
That
without
was like
stepping.
when you have to get out of the thing circle. When you
Oh,
lock
shit.
it, or you lock hands, you gotta like flip out.
Okay. We
have to slowly-
Is that
Can we like bend?
Okay.
We're ready. So like,
Alright.
slowly, you step on this.
Go where?
We gotta find
Not step on the floor. No.
All on one. Try to let that happen.
This is where you can
We can use our brains, Okay. It was so easy. Jeez.
Look at all the favorite colors.
Wait, we can use our hands, right? Yeah, Y'all are gonna have to hold each other so y'all don't fall off. That was quick. Yeah, we flipped the corner. Like, yeah, you flip it like an L. Yeah, L?
Like this.
Like,
Oh,
and then you move the towel more like by Kyle's foot, like how that one is.
Okay.
But like make it flat. Yeah. So y'all are gonna y'all just have to have like one corner get super close.
I'll just start right I'll stand on the chair.
Here, you can hold on to me because I'm gonna see when you
There you go.
Hold on. Don't, nobody move.
Nobody moves.
Just don't get our towel in the picture.
This is when the
I know.
selfie stick would be acceptable.
I know.
I have
You're
some in my
falling back on your
backpack.
job.
Okay. Everybody. Yeah, we're good. Okay. We're done.
Perfect. It's so nice meeting you. I would never even know that you
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Well, no, like barely there. Yes.
Okay.
Jordan.
Okay. Megan, do you want to do?
We even had the game.
I know. Let's see how we did it. I was hard here. It was easy. Yeah. Well, that's how my printer set up that way. You should know I had to print these out twice. I took mail out with these and accidentally put all these in the mailbox in the outdoor mail.
So like you're gonna die.
This guy is probably like, what?
E-Street training.
You put them in the mailbox?
Really? Yeah, I put 40 of these in the
Do you want to take your chair? So I can put this in my lap and do that.
Does everybody get one?
I just did a basic kind of thing. I mean, I'll probably like upload it to somewhere so y'all can print it off for other people. Okay, first foremost, does everybody know how to log into your eSuite? I asked because some people don't know. Okay, so everybody logged in? right, so the first question, where do I go to check on LC orders? Who knows this question? Who knows the answer?
What, like,
What
when
question?
you check on oil, yeah, I know.
Where do you go to check on LC orders? You know?
Yes, orders, and then oil customer orders.
Okay, that's one way. The other way is if you go under reports, and then you'll go to your organization explorer. This is gonna pull up you as well and your volumes and stuff like that. You can see all of the LCs under you, and then you can see all the LCs under the people, the teammates that you have. A big one is, how do I check order declines? If you go under your orders, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna go under orders. This is gonna go, and you'll go to your little customer orders. This is gonna only show you what's directly underneath you. So your direct LCs underneath you, these will be the orders for the month. And if you keep going through the pages, they'll show you past months as well, but you'll have to go pretty far. If you wanna check your whole team's declines, you're gonna go to reports. And then you'll see downline achievement in the middle. And you're gonna go to your downline orders. Under advanced search, you'll see an ID. You're gonna click that drop box down and go to order status. And then the third drop down to your right, it says accepted. You're gonna change it to CC declined. And then press search. And it'll show all your declines. Is everybody with me?
It's just really important to check those as like if you just get started, you know, you're not gonna have anything there, but just every month, because sometimes people get new cards and they forget to update their information. So that's just a way that you can go back and see like, oh, I just need to reach out to them and make sure that they update their payment information. That's kind of
Because
what
most
it's
of the
for.
time their card got canceled because something happened like that. Okay, so you're gonna see a lot, like your preliminary, yes.
So if I do have a person that's declined, how soon, like whenever they go in there and change it, it'll just automatically just like charge them and ship it to them?
There's a way, when you go into their account, you can resubmit their order that same day, or you could change it to like, if it's time, if you have time enough, because on, when you go into their account, it only lets you set the date till the 25th. That's the last date it will run. So if it's after that, then you'll have to submit it. Like, I don't know how to explain that.
If you log into their account, if you go to order history, it's gonna show up. It'll say whatever that order number was, and it'll say status CC declined. You can actually click on that. That's through your landing page, but don't do that until you get like more.
Well, I'm just gonna update.
You can
my
submit a
info.
ticket and let them do it for you. Like go to support on eSuite and you just hit a ticket and say reprocess please, and just say this is the person, I'd like you to reprocess the order, and they'll do it.
Well, because she already called me that she needs to update her.
Okay.
She needs me to update her account.
Okay.
So once it's updated,
Then you can have them reprocess it.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of the time you're gonna see preliminary commission posted, but you probably wonder, how do I see what I made that month? At the top, you're gonna go under commissions. And then it's gonna ask you to choose a period. Right now, your September is gonna be unavailable, but you can see everything from January to August. That's where you'll see your preliminary posting. Let's see, how do I manage my own auto shipment? It's kind of self-explanatory, but if you go to the top, it says auto shipments. And you're gonna see view, edit, or cancel. So you wanna edit it, and then just click yes. And it's gonna pull up your auto shipment. To edit the items, you're gonna click change items. And then you're gonna get to a page where you can delete and then continue shopping. After you do that, and you come back and you've got all the items that you want for that month, you'll press continue. And then make sure you save all the way through, because if you don't, it's gonna keep your old auto shipment. Okay, does everybody know how to place LC orders or retail orders? For the most part. Okay, you don't have to go over that, it's on here. Me too. Does everybody know how to redeem your applicator rewards? Those are important. No? Okay. So you're gonna go under orders. And on the left-hand side, you'll see it's like the third to the bottom thing. It says applicator rewards. And if you have any, it'll show you how many you have. And then you'll just drop down if you either want the facials or the ultimate body applicator. And you'll choose one or two, how many applicators you have. And then you'll just submit the order from there. And it'll charge your card. The card that you have on file for your primary payment for your auto ship.
I have a question for applicator rewards for our loyal customers who have done the referral thing and they get a free applicator reward. Do you know when that expires? Because I had a girl.
Most of the time it's like 60 days.
Oh, 60 days? Okay. I'll let her know. Because
The referral link expires after 30 days, but when they get that when they get the
reward,
it's 60 days.
Okay.
Okay. So does everybody know how to submit a ticket? We all submitted a ticket before for problems.
No.
It's pretty handy. If not, you'll go to support. And then you just create a new ticket, and you make sure to include all the information, because if not, they'll send you back. You're missing something. You need to start all the way over, which is not convenient.
So like,
Like say,
are there certain things that we should always put in there?
Depending on what you're putting in, like if you're putting in a new customer order, let's say they have different shipping and billing that include everything that you got. If it's just a simple question, like then sometimes they'll message you back and say, well, this is what we need from you, whatever. But they always get back to you within 24 hours, so they're pretty quick.
And if you don't see it, check your closed
Yeah,
ticket. 'Cause
check
they
closed
might have
ticket.
answered the question and then closed the ticket before you got. I noticed that the other day because I asked a question and I was like, where'd my ticket go?
Yeah, you're a closed ticket.
Quick question on that too. So I had a low customer where the shipping and the billing address were the same, but every time I hit verify address, it would separate his street name, so then it would not accept the billing. So I just hit use previous address, and it took it at that point. But I didn't know if there's another way, because I called
Yeah.
the customer service line and they said, well, if we run it again, it's gonna separate it again and it's gonna charge us a second time. So I waited 5 days to put him in. Do you guys know any fix, or do I always have to hit verify address? That was what the problem was, it was separating the street name.
Most of the time it's always verified address because they'll add in like the extra postal zip code. But if it's something more specific, like if for some reason it's giving that error, then at that point I just always would submit a ticket.
Okay.
Or you can call customer service, but if you don't have that much time, you can just submit everything and they'll take care of it. Because it shouldn't be doing it, but sometimes it's just a glitch in the way that like USPS, their system and addresses working into ours.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is your document library. This is really important. This is where you can find anything that you need, basically. Let's see. If you're looking for charting, you just type in your search bar. If you just click in charting, it's going to pull up every chart. So from executive to diamond, all your charts are going to be there. For steps to success, you can just type in steps and it'll pull up all the steps to success. Make sure you choose the United States English version. If you want a different language, you can totally choose a different language, but yeah. Let's see. Product information. There's a tab on the left. Let's see. For whatever you're looking for. So if you go under product info, it'll pull up every product that we have. You can also find this if you go to your own URL, your myatworks.com. that's in there. If you click view ingredients, it pulls up the same information as what's on here. So that's good to know. For events or wrap parties, maybe you need flow customer forms or DT forms. If you don't have a computer with you to enter it in right away, you can get all their information down on the form and then go home and enter it, which is convenient. And that's under your forms tab on the left as well. And then your under the training and business building, that's where you're going to find your hundreds list, charting, and a memory jogger, and some other activities to help you build your business. Under commissions is you're going to find the compensation plan. If you haven't looked at the compensation plan, please look at the compensation plan. Does anybody have any more questions? I just want to kind of go over that real quick because some people struggle with finding things, but now y'all have this, and I'll post this somewhere for you guys.
On the team page, if you hit add file and just upload this, and then we'll be good.
Just real quick. I've had a lot of issues where my loyal customers aren't getting emailed their loyal customer link. Is there any way I could access that?
Like their shareable link?
Like, yeah, the one where they.
Are
can
you enrolling them
refer.
themselves, or are they enrolling on their site?
I do.
Okay, so that's why.
Okay.
They're only getting a shareable link when they enroll themselves. So what I do is I go on my website, just pretend like I'm them and do it that way, and then they'll get the link. Otherwise, if you do it through your site, like through eSuite, then they're not going to get the shareable link.
Okay. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that makes sense.
Does that make sense? Okay. That's just a way around it, and you also there's another thing too. You can do photo apps and actually add their shareable link onto let's say a picture of them, and have people that they could send that out to their friends and family, a picture of them with their shareable link. So that's a clever way to let them know that, hey, I've got this website that you can go to and actually I can get free wraps. All right, awesome. Ooh, take my chair back. All right, Kathy, you want to Sure.
Okay. So I want to talk about social media. And I want to know how many people are in this room that work their business through social media. Pretty much everybody. I feel like a lot of people come into this business and see leaders or see people at the top of the company, and so many people get overwhelmed and they want to see that success immediately. And let's be honest, all of us do, right? But it doesn't happen overnight. Okay, everybody will tell you that this business takes time, it takes consistency, which it totally does. But I want all of you to realize that social media is your best friend. It's not here to be anything else than that. Pretty much everybody that I guess has been successful in this company, majority of them I would say probably work through social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever it may be. Because it's a way for you to reach out to so many other people that you don't know. A way for you to reach out to new team members, maybe customers, about product. But I feel like a lot of people get afraid, and a lot of people are like, well, what if I'm annoying my friends by posting? What if they get mad at me? What if they don't believe in me? What if they don't want to purchase from me? I've had some people tell me that exact statement, that they're scared that their friends are not going to be friends with them anymore, or they don't want to bombard their friends or annoy them by the business aspect of it. And at the end of the day, you guys, those people are not paying your bills. They're not giving you your paycheck. There's going to be so many people that you come across in this business that don't support you. Your family, your friends. I'm emotional because mine is my significant other, and it can be very discouraging. It can be very hurtful. But my biggest advice to you would be to include them in everything you're doing. And I know they would tell you the same thing, right? Anybody that's in this business with somebody that you're close to, you have to include them on what you're doing, because they may not understand what you're doing, but I promise you they will. You just have to include them. And my biggest advice with that would be, you have to believe in yourself, even if nobody else does, because not everybody in this business is going to follow you. Not everybody in this business is going to support you. But you have to want it for yourself, because that success is not going to be handed to you. You have to work for it, and you have to push for it every single day. And I promise you, it will be worth it. So anyway, besides that, I don't want you guys to be afraid to post on social media, because it's there to help you. So many people will be like, I just feel like nobody's reaching out to me, nobody's messaging me, nobody's coming to me. Like, I feel like I'm not being successful and I'm posting, or maybe you're not posting. People don't know what you're doing unless you're talking about it. It's just like if you were to go to Target, or you go to wherever you go and you buy a new purse, or you buy whatever you get, or you go to lunch, or whatever you're doing and you're posting about it, people may or may not like your status, but it's the same idea. You're just sharing your life, you're sharing your adventure, you're sharing what you're doing every single day. And if you treat this business as a lifestyle, because that's what it's going to become, I promise you that people are watching you. I promise. I've had people who have become customers that I've been friends with since I started, and so many ignored my messages. So many maybe read my messages and didn't respond to me, and now they're contacting me. Or maybe I've sent them several messages and I follow up with them every 2 weeks, or maybe every 3 or 4 weeks, and they've told me no. But eventually they've told me yes. Or they said, I just can't right now. And if they haven't said no, it's an I can't, maybe later. So you guys have to remember that too. How many of you guys in here joined this company because you saw somebody posting on social media? Yeah, pretty much every single person. Was it a post that had to do with product, or was it a post that had to do with a lifestyle?
Lifestyle.
Yeah. Majority of the people that will join you, you guys, are going to be drawn to that positivity. They're going to be drawn to that lifestyle that you're creating for yourself. Prime example, this woman somehow added me on social media, and you live, what, a mile from me? And I had no idea who she was. I had no idea she even lived in the same city as me. And I'm emotional because just her adding me on social media has changed my entire life, you guys. Because I had never heard of It Works. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what you guys sold. I knew nothing about network marketing at all. I knew what Advocare was. I knew what Herbalife was, because pretty much everybody in this room knows what that is. But I had never heard about It Works. And somehow she added me, and I had seen her posts all the time. I mean, every day. And I don't even know like how she added me. I just kept seeing them. And one day I saw her post about finding gel. So I had seen her posts consistently before that post. And I had been looking for something that would help me with insecurities that I had. And so I contacted her and I said, you know, I want to know what defining gel is. Like, what is it? Because I had bought Mederma, I had bought, you know, whatever Jergens, whatever the heck you could buy at Walmart or CVS. And she kind of told me a little bit about it. And so I signed up as a loyal customer. And then I continued to watch her over maybe the course of, what, 2 days? Not even that long. And I had never done network marketing. I was never interested in doing network marketing because I just didn't know what it was, other than you're selling products. How many people think of network marketing like that? Right? So I told myself I cannot sell anything. You guys, I'm a hairstylist, and a big part of my job is to sell product. I don't know if you guys know that, But have you ever been to a hair salon and people push product at you, whether you think you need it or not? Yeah, I was one of those people. I became a product junkie with hair product because my old hairstylist did that to me. She was just like, here, buy this, $200 later, plus your hair, right? And you never touch the product. So I became a product junkie with hair, and I am good at my job, but I cannot sell hair product to save my life because there are so many products that are in different salons, and I may like a handful of them that we sell at my salon, but there's not a lot of them that I like. And I make commission off of product that I sell, but I'm not going to go to somebody that's my client and say, here, go buy this if I know that it doesn't work, or I've never personally used it, so I can't tell you that it's awesome or it's going to make your hair shiny. Like, I have no idea. You know what I mean? So it's relatable to what we're doing. Not that all of you guys have that experience, but I cannot sell products, hair products, you guys, I can't. Like, because in my mind, I cannot sell somebody something that I don't know if it's good. You know what I mean? Anyways, so my point behind that is I had never thought of doing network marketing because I always told myself I could not sell anything, and I sure as heck could not go tell somebody to do it with me if I'm not good at it, right? So to key off of that, there are so many people that are in this business who are new, even people that are on my team, who come to me and expect that success, and they think it's easy, which it is. It's easy. This is the easiest thing you'll ever do, if y'all can agree with that. But it is hard work, right? It's hard. I mean, you have to be consistent, which it's easy to do that, but you have to want it. And so many people will come to me and they say, I'm having problems finding customers, or I'm having problems finding distributors. And to key off of the customers, you have to become a product of the product, you guys. If you're not using the product, you cannot talk about it. You cannot get anybody to purchase it from you because they're going to buy you, which you guys have all heard this before. They're going to buy you before they buy that product, right? So if they're watching you on social media and they see you using it, they're going to trust you because they know that you're using it and you're recommending it to them because you like it. I would tell it if you didn't like it or you're not getting results from it, right? I mean, that's a waste of time. Why would you do that? So my point is that when you say, I can't find distributors, which I don't know if y'all have seen that video that Tiffany Herr made not too long ago. It was like 2 weeks ago, maybe. I love that because, and the video that she said something about something of what I'm talking about. And she was like, what did she say? She said, she wakes up every morning wondering whose life she can go change with this business or with these products, whether it be a customer or a distributor, whatever it is. And she doesn't look at it as, I have to sign a distributor today. Like, it's just another distributor, I have to sign it today. She doesn't look at it that way. She looks at it as, whose life can I change today, right? Because that's what this business is about. It's about finding people who need this, who are gonna work for it, who want it, who wanna change their life, right? Because this company can change your whole life. Prime example, okay? I don't know if y'all know their story, but prime example. We'll get there. Yeah, which you'll hear in a minute. But anyway, so many people will look at it like, I have to sign 5 distributors to go to Ruby. No. Yeah, you're going to sign them as a distributor, but you want to go find 5 people who need this. Whether it takes them a year to get to Ruby, or it takes them a month or 2 weeks, whatever it may be, you want people who want this, who are going to work for it, right? Because you want them running right alongside of you. Am I right? Okay, so one big thing that I wanted to talk about was, where do I want to start? Being consistent on social media. When I joined, I asked Erin, I said, what do I need to do to be successful? Like, I knew she was successful, so I knew whatever she told me, I was going to do it because obviously she was doing something right. So I said, what do I need to do? And there were 3 main things. And one of them was be consistent on social media. Use it as your tool. Post 3 to 5 times a day, whether it's, relatable to the business. And in the beginning, when I look at my posts, when I first started, you guys, my posts were like ads. I mean, so many before and after pictures, so many quotes, which quotes are great, but nothing that related to my life in any way. Nothing that said, this business is changing my life. Even though I was saying that in the comment box, I was not showing the world that this business was affecting my life. Because when you sign up and you're a distributor, you're so excited and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. I want to go tell everybody. But you don't know how to tell them. Because when you try, they think you're freaking crazy, right? They're like, you cannot be that happy. You cannot be that positive. Like, who are you? And then they join and then they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And they go through it all over again, right? It's so true though. It's hilarious, but it's so true. So being consistent is so big. And posting, I know you guys have heard this before, but being personable in your posts, like if you have to sit there for 30 minutes and think about what you're going to post and how you're going to say it and how you're going to relate to your life about it, do that. Because that one post that you take that amount of time to think about, even if it's 5 words, will mean so much more to somebody than a before and after picture that just says, look what this product does. Which you want to share it because you want people to see what the product does. But when you're posting about your adventure, which is what you need to share, I don't know if you guys listened to Sarah Rankin's team call a couple weeks ago, but one big thing that I took from that was, it was one night you were doing one too, so I don't know who all listened to it, but she said, you want to show people your adventure and not be an advertisement, which is simple, but it's so true because you want to show people what this company is doing for you. You want to show them the friendships you're making. You want to show them the freedom of working it wherever you are. And you want to show them how much fun you're having because you can tell people all day long how much fun you have, but if you're not showing them, they're going to have no idea what you're talking about. Whether it's what we're doing right now, or you're going to lunch to meet with a team member, or you're listening to a team call, because that's awesome. Who has calls like that? What company does that? I don't really know because I've never been a part of one, but I'm pretty sure they don't. Because this business cares about your success is just more than they care about their own. You know what I mean? So when you are on social media and you are being consistent and you are adding people, I don't know if you guys do that, but you should, because if you're posting to the same audience every single day, you have to expand a little bit or you're never going to reach those people that need this or want this. You know what I mean? You need to create relationships with those people. Like, I know Alyssa and Tiffany and Aaron talk about this a lot. Like going through and liking people's posts or commenting, whether it's like a picture, you're like, oh my gosh, she's pretty, or oh, her kid is so cute, or oh my gosh, she just got this new shirt and that's so adorable. Tell them, comment, even if you look retarded and they're like, who is this person? If you don't know them, I'm sure, you know what I mean? Because 4 months ago, you guys, if somebody commented on my picture that I didn't know and they're like, oh, hey, that's so cute, I'd be like, who are you? You know what I mean? Because that was what our mentality was. But in this business, you're like, I just want to be friendly. I want to tell everybody how cute they are, you know, because that's what you think. And then you just want them to like, you know, and then if you do that, I promise you in the next couple of days, they're going to be liking your stuff and they're going to be saying how cute you are. Okay. So I'm serious. I do it for 1 week and I promise you, I promise. When you're posting, be personable. I cannot say that enough, which I already kind of talked about, but make them relatable because if you're struggling, people want to know that you're struggling. Now, by no means am I saying go be negative. Don't do that. If you are struggling, don't go and say, I'm having a horrible day. Like, you can say that without saying that, right? People want to know that you're real because you are. You're human. Everybody has struggles. Everybody has mistakes. Everybody has insecurities. And sharing that with people, especially people you don't know on social media, can be very difficult, right? But if you are transparent and you are sharing those things with people, that's what's going to make people want to join your team because they're going to realize how real you are. They're going to realize how personable you are and how relatable you are. And if Like, there was a simple one that I shared not too long ago. I can't remember what it was. I shared it. I made a video. Do videos. If you don't do videos, do them. I promise. They're scary, but they so work. They're so awesome because people can see you being real. I shared a video about getting my check and using it to start paying student loans. Because when I was in college, I had a Texas Tomorrow Fund. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically like you could pay a lump sum of money at a cheaper value, and my entire college was paid for as long as it was in Texas. That's insane. They don't even offer those anymore. So my grandparents got that before I was born. And so I was like, all the way through high school, I was like, I have no idea what I want to do when I grow up. I had no idea. All my friends knew exactly what they wanted to do, what classes they had to take. I had no idea. And so I was terrified to go to college because I didn't know what I wanted to do. And when I went, I decided, I was like, if it's paid for, I have to go. Because so many people don't get that opportunity. And I was blessed that I had that opportunity. And so I went, and I may have changed my major 6 or 7 times because I had no idea what I wanted to do. And you guys, I went from like pre-law to like a psychiatrist, which is like a huge jump. And I was like, I want to be just like Legally Blonde. I want to be a lawyer. That was like, I love that movie growing up. I knew I was not going to be a lawyer because that's just way too hard. So now I'm a hairstylist, obviously. But I was not really excited about anything that I was doing. I wasn't learning. I wasn't going to class because I hated class. I was so bored to the point where I was failing because I hated it. I was not happy. And I met a girl who couldn't be here, who actually was my roommate in college, and now she's a distributor on my team. And she is the one who led me to do hair. And anyways, so long story short, because I'm kind of rambling now, she was the one who impacted my life and told me to do hair. And she ended up moving to Houston. She's from Minnesota. And she works here now. And she graduated from school, and now she's on my team. But where was I going with that?
Your video.
Yes, my video. Sorry, got way off topic. So I made this video, and I was talking about how I had used my check to start paying off student loans because I have been very blessed with my grandparents. My grandma, you guys, if you don't know this, I've posted about it sometimes. She's my mother. She's my best friend. Because my mom had me when she was 19, so she was really, really young. And then as she was growing up, she went through that. I had kids so young, like, now I have to, like, basically make up for all those years that I didn't get when I had a child, basically. So, anyways, my grandma basically raised me, and as I was growing up, transferring from college to cosmetology school, I couldn't work while I was in cosmetology school because, you know, it's a full-time job, y'all. It's basically like working at a salon full-time. You clock in and you clock out. You're paid, yeah, you're not paid. You get tips, but you are not paid while you're there. You're there learning in a job environment, basically. They sit a person in your chair and they tell you to do the haircut you just learned 2 weeks ago. And you're like, okay. And they have no idea that you just learned it, so you have to, like, be so confident when you don't know what you're doing. And so during school, I couldn't work. And after you get out of school, it takes about 2 or 3 years before you can really get an established client and really get money in your career and start making decent money. Because you can make a lot of money as a hairstylist, but when you're new, it's difficult. And so as I was growing up and as I was going through this, building my cosmetology license and then graduating and then moving to Houston and having to build a clientele. And just now, you guys, I've been here for almost 2 years in January, and I just now have a somewhat established clientele. So it took me about 2 years to where I'm making, like, okay money for being in it, not that very long. And anyways, so I had my grandparents to help me along the way, which is a blessing in itself. But I got this check, and I shared this video because I finally am able to take care of all of my responsibilities as far as bills go, like student loans, my car, my rent, my bills, all of that. I'm able to do all that now because of this. Because before this, I could only do my rent and maybe make my car payment. And it was such a big deal to me because I had struggled for so long being young and new to this career that I couldn't afford to pay for my bills and student loans. So I had my parents have to do it for me. And that is not a great feeling. So when I got that and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can go and like pay for this and take care of it. And that was just, it was just a personal thing. You guys probably understand, but maybe you don't, I don't know. But the second that I got that and I realized what I was gonna be able to do, I immediately started my camera and I started making a video. And because I wanted to tell everybody, because that's so cool to have something that you can do that you wanted to do for so long. So it's little things like that that maybe mean so much to you that you have to share with people, because there might be somebody that's watching that's in the same exact position that I was, who's like, oh my gosh, I can't pay my student loans either. I want to do that. And those are the people that are going to want to join your team, because they're going to work their butts off to get that income so that they can do those things too. And then they're going to go find people who want to do it too. Right? So that was a really long story. I'm really sorry. But anyway, be personable, be consistent on social media, and build those relationships with people, start liking, start commenting, whatever you got to do. I know Dustin talked about making a separate newsfeed where you can like put specific people on there. I don't know if y'all know how to do that, but you can make like a whole nother, because sometimes when you get into this business, all of these distributors are going to start adding you on Facebook. And that's all you're ever going to see on your newsfeed. And so there's going to be like maybe 1 or 2 people that show up that aren't distributors that you can follow their journey, because they want to follow yours if you're following them. So if you make that separate newsfeed, it'll like separate everything so that you can like watch both sides and not just see flooded before and afters, and you know what I mean. There was one more thing. Oh, after you leave here today, I don't know if you guys think this way, but change your perspective on this business. You are never selling product. You are never going to find a distributor. None of that stuff. You're going to share what this product is doing for you, and you're going to go share what this company is doing for you. All you're doing is sharing it on social media. That's it. And if people want to contact you, they can, but you're going to reach out to everybody that you know, even strangers, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, look what this is doing for me, right? So go share it, don't sell it, because people don't want to be sold to. They just want to be related to, right? So that's all. Sorry, that was really long.
We'll do the diamonds and the panel.
Okay. Yeah.
Also on that, make sure you're messaging people. You're not going to get leads just from your post specifically. You have to reach out to people. A lot of people just post and expect them to get distributors and oils from that only. And you get them from reaching out to people, because a lot of people are scared to reach out to you.
So we're going to do a little Q&A. So if anybody has questions, since we're Diamonds and Mimosa, Cassie's Diamond Leader, Kyle's Double Diamond, I'm Presidential. Most people probably know our story. We've been in the business a little over almost 14 months. I got started from seeing a post from Melissa, and it was really just mainly focused on hair, skin, and nails. And we actually, when we went and celebrated our presidential promotions, we went back and read our messages and how she first approached me, and it's hilarious. But it's just, it shows you that you grow in this business, and at first it's going to be scary. You're going to do some things that are outside of your comfort zone, but I promise you it's so worth it. You know, you just have to be willing to take that leap of faith. I'm a nurse, or was a nurse as of Friday, but you know, it is weird. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. But I never would have ever imagined getting into sales. I never would have thought of that. But she told me, she was like, it's just really, it's fun. Like, you have a lot of positive people around you. We've got some awesome products. And so I thought, okay, what the heck? I'm gonna go for it. So when we did that, I just kind of went all in with it. I was just like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. I'm not like half-assing it. And I just started reaching out to people, and I was like, hey, and some of my posts and stuff when I first look back, you know, they were spammy. Sometimes when I message people, I would be like, hey, have you heard of It Works? That's all I said. You know, and that's just, it's not relatable. So take the time, like when you are reaching out to people, because you're going to have a warm market of people when you first start, but then it's going to get to a point where you want to start branching out to different people and not setting excuses for other people. Like, because the beauty of social media is we get involved in other people's lives without actually contacting them, but don't make excuses for other people. Like, you know, why they don't need it. Alyssa reaching out to me, you know, if I'm a nurse and Kyle had a good job, like you know, looking at that situation, that at first I probably wouldn't have reached out to that person. So don't make excuses for other people, but when you're reaching out to people, you know, take the time to kind of look at their page and get familiar with what's going on in their life, because if you really want to join their team, you want to be their friend. You want to know what's going on in their family. You want to know how many kids they have. Like, you want to be relatable in that aspect. So take the time to do that. But yeah, so I mean, this business, it can be as little or as much as you want, but it's all in your mind. It's all in your mind. So if you want something bad enough, you have to set goals and actually make a plan of how do you plan to achieve that. So we write our goals on our mirror. Like, it says, I'm ambassador. That is my goal by the end of this year, that I will be ambassador. I just said it in front of the world, so now it's claimed. But you know, write it on your mirror. Like, if it's something that you can look at every single day to remind yourself, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm working towards. But don't just only do that. You have to also make a plan of action. You have to set something for yourself to do every single day. So if you only have time in your schedule to message 5 people a day, that's 5 more people that you're talking to every single day about this opportunity that you wouldn't have before. So, you know, you could start little, you could start big, you can do whatever you need to, but make it, you know, don't give up on it that easily. It's seriously incredible when you're willing to work hard for it. It's crazy. So
you literally are out there making new friends, sharing the opportunity with them, and then you just repeat. You're not selling anything, you're sharing your opportunity, because this business can literally change your lives. And it's fun because you're doing it, and like, all these people are our friends that we never would have met through this, like, without this company. So it's fun. I mean, I have a great time doing it.
So we'll just start question and answer. If anybody has questions, if not, then we don't really have to do much. But
this question's for Kyle.
Yes, ma'am.
I was curious as to what your aha moment was, because I know that, like, you just kind of went with the flow of Aaron and
Right.
kind of got shoved in there. But when was your aha moment?
Events are huge. Get your men into events, period. We went to the St. Louis It Works U, and I mean, I was just kind of in. I was like, this is all girls. I just don't know where to fit in at, whatnot. You get there and you see other men that are like-minded. I got to talk to them. Melissa's husband, Michael, helped me out a lot. So I think the events are huge. I mean, even for women too. Like, that's what changed her business was conference. Cassie just went to Green Carpet, and it's amazing. And the events are out of this world, and you leave there just jacked up. And that was my big moment for sure.
Oh, when is the next event?
they'll announce it. It'll probably be January or February.
Oh,
So that'll be conference.
okay.
Last year it was about 15,000 people that went, and so it's incredible to hear, because you get to hear stories. It's also like training about new products and different things, but it's a jam-packed day of like so much fun. But you're learning about the business, and you're literally surrounded by so many people that have the same dreams and goals that you do, and there is nothing better than getting to a big event like that.
The head
Like, it gives
people
me
in this
goosebumps.
the head people in this company are just incredible.
Awesome.
I have a question, because I always use you a lot when I'm talking to distributors. Your example, because basically, you know, you were a nurse, and that's like 12-hour shifts, like at least 3 to 4 days a week. You're a full-time mom and a full-time wife. So I always say, if she can do it, you don't have any excuses, you can do it. And then, you know, I use you as like, you know, my goal. You know, if she can do it, then I have no excuses. You know, like, I don't have a job. This is my job. You know, I have part-time work, but it's not, you know, nothing compared to nursing. and I know Cassie's a hairstylist and she makes time for social media. She makes time for her people and does this. So I kind of know, how she does it, but she's not married and she doesn't have kids, so she's a little bit different than myself. So I just want to know what did you do to, how did you do it? While you were, what was your, daily routine while you were nursing mom? You wake up at what time, and then you went to work at what time, and you were working, you know what I mean? When did you,
do everything?
Yeah.
So I actually, I was a nurse navigator, so I had more of an administrative role. So I worked Monday through Friday. I worked, it was schedule kind of varied, but I always saw patients before they go into the OR. So our earliest case was 6:30. So I was pretty much at work between 5:30 and 6, mainly to beat the traffic because it's terrible. But I just and I took some time in the evening to pre-plan what I wanted to say. So I, search if I'm going to post a quote in the morning. I always post something positive in the morning, some type of quote. Around lunchtime, or even legally, they give you 2 15-minute breaks, so that I would post on those times. So they can't ever come back and say, well, you posted when you were working. You got 2 15-minute breaks.
And she literally didn't do it at work. I mean,
No.
she was very strict on that.
Yeah. Well, because I never wanted anybody to come back and say you're soliciting, or I just, it's very different in a hospital environment. So I was like, but, just if I kind of already had an idea of what I wanted to do, and when I first got started, Alyssa was just like, copy what, use what I'm doing. Because we have different, copy the leaders, take exactly what they're doing, because there's no point in reinventing the wheel. So I would literally copy and paste word for word what they said, because I was like, okay, I really like how they worded that. I'm going to do that. And so just using that as an example. Now that we brought on John Eric and social media and stuff, learning more about sharing your adventure and sharing. I never really looked at this as sales, and people are like, I'm not good at sales. I'm not either. But if I'm passionate about something, you're going to know about it. And so I always give the example, I can sell the heck out of Finn's teething necklace. I have referred so many people to that lady about his teething necklace because it has helped us so much. And, and so it's kind of the exact same thing as to how I look at this business. If I'm passionate and I really love the products and I love what it's doing for our family, why I'm not ever going to look at it as sales.
You don't feel salesy.
No, because some people will be like, they'll message me and say, I know other people that do that, but I just really appreciate your passion for it, and so that's why I'm reaching out to you. And so as long as you're consistent, you're passionate about it, you believe in the products, and even if you haven't tried one, get to know somebody that has, or find your favorite product. Find one thing that you just absolutely love. I'm obsessed with the skincare line, so I love the skincare kind of stuff, but just telling people about that. So, but you do have to make time. And I think a hard thing when you do get started is because, and that was kind of where we struggled, relationship, balance, family, work, life, time, because I didn't really share what I was doing. So he just saw me scrolling on Facebook, but I was really working my business. I wasn't just meaninglessly, I was actually, creating those relationships. And so the minute that I started showing him what I'm doing, even involving in charting, guys love to do the charting part, asking, oh, I'm thinking about this, just involve them in everything that you're doing. And then they start to respect you more because they don't think it's just mindless scrolling on Facebook. They actually see what you're doing. And then you get to slap them with a check, and then they really appreciate it.
They come around quick.
Yeah. So that would be,
But you do it, I mean, you have to make sacrifices. There's nights that we stayed up super late, or we should get up at 4:30 every day. So you have, sacrifice now for your future. That's.
It was a year of chaos, but now tomorrow morning when I get to wake up at home, not have to wake up at 4:30, it's gonna be so worth it. It's crazy. I haven't even processed it really. I'm just shoo, la la land. So.
And there are, I think we talked about it, but there are apps to help.
Yeah.
Schedule posts and stuff.
I've been doing
And don't rely on those, but.
Yeah. There's a really new cool one. It's called CinchShare. And it's CINCH and then share.
Oh, Cinch.
Share. You pay monthly, or you can pay a fee, but you can literally plan parties, like online parties. You can schedule all of your posts. So I posted 4 online parties last week, and I didn't have to even do a thing. I just had
She
pre-planned
did her
it.
team call. while
I
it
did
was
my
going.
team call while I was going, and all I had to do was answer questions. Because once you have your template saved, it's just so it's easy. I mean, it's an investment. You know, you have to pay like I think it's like $8.90 a month, or you can pay $100 for the year. But a lot of the top leaders, it was a new app that they've been using, so none of the other apps that are free can you schedule events like that. And so that's a really awesome way to, like I did, Who Wants to Rap for Free? I made that post. So I had like 5 or 6. So I think I had 5 online parties within the last week and a half of just people. I, gave them a free rap, but then it put me in contact with all their friends, and I didn't really have to do anything. I just scheduled my posts and answered their questions when they asked.
How do you guys, or how have any of you guys approached me? Because I've gotten him to agree to do a rap, but getting all of his male buddies, I feel like, oh, that's a chick thing. I'm like, no, it's not a chick thing. It works for men and women. And I've shared some of the pictures of the men. They're like, yeah, but that guy was already fit. Well, you get there by using some of the products. I just don't know how to get him, my husband, to buy in to get it to his buddies.
I would get him to start using some products. I mean, I share what I use, and that's what I really push to my friends and other men, like the New You, the vitamins, the hair, skin, and nails. I've sold to quite a few men, just because like receding hairlines or balls.
One to my niece for her boyfriend.
Yeah,
He's
I
going
mean,
bald.
And yeah, just look for before and afters also that have men in them. Men are, it can be harder because they think it's just the wrap, but just continually push that we have the other products. And I mean, the New You, it's like a muscle building. It promotes HGH. Yeah, it ups the level of that. But yeah, I promote what I use, and it's the greens. My friends love the greens. They just bought some this last week, and they're all excited. Just started them. So yeah, I would get him using a lot of the products and really just fall in love with them, and then he can share his. Yeah.
I just have a few quick questions. First of all, the disclaimer for the pictures.
You don't have to do that.
use that. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So like, do we have meetings like this, like group meetings like every month or every month? Like
Yeah, so the next one will be October 11th. I already booked this room. So it'll be the same location, 1 o'clock, October 11th. So that one's booked.
And I guess another question I was looking over some of the documents about how to move up and become like diamond, presidential diamonds. And it looks like how it's set up is if you like to be a presidential diamond, you have to have these certain jewels underneath you. So if you were to have those people underneath you, if those are the same people always underneath you, I guess my question is like, do you always have to get people every month if you have these same people? That makes sense. Yeah.
So every month, the goal should always be your steps to success.
Right.
That tool. So if you're using that kind of as your guideline, adding 3 new team members, but then teaching everybody to do the same thing, that's how you can grow and build your business. Each level is different, and so there's a lot of different ways to build in the business. Like I really focus, but it just depends on what you want to do. Like if you want to build, some people build more wide, other people build for promotion. It just depends on what you want to do and how you focus. But I would just focus on take it one step at a time. Like don't overwhelm yourself by looking all at the diamond chart, but just take it with the first, and then like you can kind of go from there because there's different.
I guess maybe I would just, that makes sense now. So I was just trying to see, like, for me, like, I'm thinking, oh gosh, like, every month am I going to have the stress of I have to.
There's no like you have to do it. I think it's when you are consistent and you're constantly doing it, it just automatically, it's going to happen.
And I mean, there are people out there that probably get to a certain level and stop working and let their commission check come from under them. But I think if you're a leader, you need to lead by example.
Yes.
So you have to you can't tell somebody to sign up distributors and
or fill out their
loyals
steps to success
when you're not
don't
doing
do
it yourself.
Right.
So
I just want to make sure I wouldn't have the stress of, oh gosh, every month I have to.
Just have it as what your goals and that as your mindset. And I think over time, it just becomes easier, and you know that that's kind of like, okay, I need to focus on my steps to success. But don't get overwhelmed if it doesn't happen, because I think my second month in, that was the only month I haven't filled out my steps to success. I didn't have one other distributor, I had 2 that month, and so that has pushed me ever since to be like, no, I have to make sure that I'm filling out my steps to success each and every month, because if I want to show my team to do that, I have to do it as well.
Another question.
Mhm.
And so I know how there's different teams, and like how I signed in with you and I'm under your team and everything, but can our teams join or something, or like can you also help with other team members with these teams, or how does that work?
You can help anybody in your downline.
Just in your downline?
I couldn't, like, let's say so-and-so is also part of It Works, but they're not on our team. I could never, like, move customers or I could never help them in that way. I mean, obviously by guidance and listening. The biggest thing for me is I didn't get help. You know, it wasn't like I was given all these distributors or anything like that. But I was able to talk with Alyssa and get that leadership mindset, and that just got me focused. And so I think you get different things from however you go about it. Like, it's not all about, you know, giving here and there. It's, you know, taking what you learn from other people. So there's a lot of other leaders that I learned from that, you know, aren't directly on our team.
Okay. And then I have one more question.
Yeah.
And it's, where do everybody get these shirts?
The It Works store. So it'll be store.itworks.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Store.
Mhm.
Just seeing there's so
Yes.
much It Works.
Yeah.
And rock the gear, because we've signed people up just by wearing shirts
Yeah.
a lot of times. Like your car magnet worked the other day, didn't it?
I sold a whole box of wraps.
That's where I saw.
Wraps.
Wraps on it.
That's how we do
I mean, and like, so the car magnet's like $15. And mind you, like, I've had that on my car for 6 months and it finally worked, but like, I sold 4 wraps. Like, and I didn't have to bargain with the lady. She's like, no, I just want wraps. Okay, here, thanks.
Yeah, easy
Like,
enough.
wrap cash, $100, and it paid for it, like, what is that? Like 6 times over. So, I mean, it pays for itself.
I do. I know I've had car magnets, and I have a sticker to put on my back window, and I can finally put it on because I parked illegally at work. So I didn't want them to have my number to call me and say, I know you haven't registered your car. So I can finally put it on. It is what it is. Just being honest. Any other questions?
Get as many of your team members to meetings as you can, because it just fills your cup. I mean, you learn a lot, but it's just being around people like that are like-minded is big, I think.
And don't be afraid to like get together with other people that are not like in your because you're gonna learn from. You may learn something from Cass that you don't learn from me. Like, you may learn other things or figure out or be able to relate to other people than you do just from your direct upline. So get to know everybody. Like, this is all supposed to be fun. It's a lot of fun. It's crazy, and you get to meet a lot of really cool people. So.
Another thing I was going to say when you were talking about signing distributors, I set goals where, not that I have to sign 3 distributors this month, I set goals where I can, like, that depends on somebody else. They have to sign up for me to be successful, but I set goals like I'll reach out to 100 people today. I can control that, and if a distributor comes out of it, cool, but I'm not down at the end of the day if a distributor doesn't sign up, because that wasn't my goal. My goal is to share with this amount of people. If I accomplish that and keep doing that, they'll come around. So it kind of just helps me mentally, like, to stay positive instead of like, shoot, I didn't sign a distributor up. And they come around and you just start hitting your goals of reaching out to a set number of people.
Is there any line or saying that you guys would use for the customer to say, I just can't afford any of this? And they want to change their lives. They complain about being overweight. They complain about having an unhealthy lifestyle. But that seems to be what I confront the most is, I can't afford to do this for an extended period of time or even a 3-month time span.
Well, I tell them, if you want to try the products and make money, let's do it. So let's pre-sell your wraps, because I have people that will just start like telling people, I'm going to be doing this, have those wraps accounted for, because you can come up with $100 to, you know, if you want it.
Yeah,
So
they don't
then
want
that
it.
way, even if they get a couple of customers, it's gonna cover their products. But then they're also getting the benefits of the discount. So, you know, had Alyssa not asked me that question, I probably would have just signed up as a loyal customer. But she said, have you ever thought about making money while using the products? And I was like, bingo. I mean, I didn't really think about it, but you know, it was just a good, and there's other leaders that have said the exact same thing. When we went to One Team, One Mission in February, Tiffany Chapman, she was talking about, you know, Major Jones, who's a Black Diamond company. She had stopped her in Target or something and wrapped her. And, you know, she was like, she said she ate chicken fingers and Cheetos, like walking around shopping because she wanted to prove the wraparound, had awesome results. And so she said she was just ready to sign up as a loyal customer, but had she not said, hey, well, have you thought about trying the products and making money at the same time? She would have never done it. So
Honestly, it's an excuse. So just keep sharing your adventure with
That's
them, and
exactly what it is.
they'll come around.
yeah, because I had a girl that she was like, oh, I have to wait until my paycheck, and then she did this, and then she's like, I have to only get like this product, and then 2 days later she went back on the site and ordered like a crap ton more stuff, and I'm like, what? I mean,
Yeah, I've got like 16 people that are like, just wait till I get paid, and I'll hit them up on this date. Like I get a date from them, I'll hit them up then, and they say the same thing. Like, oh, my mom just double ran off me, or
yeah.
stuff
That's
like
what I've confronted. Like I have 5 customers. They say, "Well, call me at the end of the month." Yeah.
Right.
I said, okay, I'll call you at the end of the month again.
I always get a date from them, and I hit them up every time they.
Yeah, put it in your calendar.
Or usually like
On
every 2
the,
weeks. And I things like Wednesday.
On the loyal customers. So I mean really, like, unless you're super broke, who can't afford $23 for Fat Fighters? So you start off with Fat Fighters. Join with me today. I'm gonna give you $10 perk point credit. Plus you're gonna get some perk points for the Fat Fighters. So what that's like, I don't know, like $12 off. Then you go in there in your account, and when like the next month or whenever, it'll ship you another $23 or another something. You get more perk points, and then that's what, like, I don't know, like $15 off your wraps or $15 off something. So like you can kind of sell them, or you know, not sell them, but just kind of get them into it. Like, oh, I get free money like off my, you know, products or whatever. So that's how I get. Like a lot of people are like, oh, perk points. Like, oh, okay, cool, you know. So that's just like another idea to kind of share with them.
Ask them how much they spend on it. It's really expensive to eat out. I mean,
Yeah,
I never really added it up until I started really needing money, and I'm like, wow, it cost $8 to have a meal.
A cup of coffee.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, get rid of that Starbucks that morning.
And if you're encouraging them to live a healthy lifestyle, you can encourage them to buy some groceries and $8 and save it for a couple days. It's so expensive.
One thing I'll say too is don't get discouraged when people tell you not right now, because it doesn't mean no. I had a girl who I reached out to become a product tester, which I don't know if you tried this, but you can. If you see any of us posts about I'm looking for this many people to try a product that has anything to do with these goals. Have you seen any of those? Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are awesome. You need to do that if you haven't. Because you could have people that reach out to you about that, or you may not. But when you reach out to people, I promise you they've seen that post if you've done it enough times. But I had a girl who I reached out to not too long ago. Well, I guess it wasn't long ago. It was probably 3 months ago. And I asked her to become a product tester because I was making sure I got my 4 loyals that month. And she made excuses, and she said, you know, one, she couldn't afford it. And I saw her going out and doing all this other stuff. And I promise you, they'll keep watching you because they'll make all kinds of excuses if they're not in it right away. And I followed up with her, and I followed up with her, and I followed up with her to purchase because she wanted to do Triple Threat, which is our greens, Thermofit, and Fat Fighters. That's a big order. Yeah. Which it's very affordable in my opinion. Like I think it's like $97 with tax and shipping or something like that. Maybe like a little over 100.
It's like 101.
Yeah, it's not. I think that's pretty awesome for something that's gonna really, really help you. But anyway, I don't think it was necessarily that she couldn't afford it. It was that she wasn't ready to commit to it yet because she wasn't sure about it. And so she saw me post about it all the time because I'll share a lot of Triple Threat photos, especially from team members that use it because it's just awesome. And yesterday, I followed up with her and followed up and followed up, and she just kept telling me no. She didn't. There was just one thing after the other. Like she moved and all kinds of stuff. And so eventually, I just put her on my list, and I was like, I'll follow up with her, but I'm just kind of gonna let it, because it's like you can only do so much, right? And yesterday, she placed the order without even telling me. I have no idea. So I got on my Eat Sweet and Salt, and I was like, okay, like apparently she was ready. So I messaged her and told her how to use everything, and she was completely fine. But you just never know; they will come out of freaking nowhere. I mean, even distributors too. But seriously, they'll come out of nowhere. So.
What do y'all tell people when they say, "Oh, well, I tried the wrap and it didn't work. It didn't do nothing."
Prove it.
Yeah.
No, they say they have tried the wrap and that it didn't work for them. Like, what do you tell them?
Well, I always
Or have y'all had anybody tell y'all that?
Mhm.
And what do you tell them?
One of my leaders actually, she joined. She was skeptical to join because she had gotten 2 wraps before her wedding, but the distributor that she got them from didn't give her instructions, and so she actually won one of my free wrap drawings, and I sent her instructions with it, and she had dramatic results, and so that's how she ended up joining. So I always have to go back because not everybody provides them with instructions or how to use the products. Like I've had a couple people that will find me on Facebook and ask me questions because their distributor just goes MIA or never give them info. So like if you're taking care of your loyal customers, a lot of times those people are going to end up becoming distributors because if you're educating them on how to use the products appropriately, that's when you're going to have. So I always make sure that they got what they needed.
I ask them,
That they use it
did you take
appropriately.
before and afters? Let me see them.
Okay.
Because most of the times they didn't even do that.
Yeah, I usually tell them like, well, it worked for me, or I'll tell them like, well, did you drink your water? Because if you don't drink your water, like, yeah, it's not gonna work. Or, like I'll tell them. So, and then too, just for anybody in here, like, don't even get discouraged for the people who say like, oh, I tried the wraps and I didn't like it, or I didn't really care for it, or didn't really do much, or whatever. That doesn't mean that they're never going to want to try any of your other products, because my aunt ordered, before she even knew I was a distributor, she ordered from some random person, and she ordered the wraps, and she's like, look, it's not working, and I'm just like, haha, well, are you drinking your water, and are you doing this, and are you doing that? She's like, yeah, I am. So then, whatever, I was like, okay, well, I mean, if it doesn't work, whatever. And then she has like her hair thinning, so I was like, you need to try our hair thinning nails. And she's like, okay, yeah, well, I canceled with that other girl, so I'll just sign up with you. So just because in her head she thinks that the wraps don't work, she still wants to try. She's still willing to try our other products. And then I have a cousin who, when I started, she's like, yeah, I didn't see results. Like, I didn't really care for it or whatever. I just had a wrap party, and she signed up with me as a loyal customer, and she signed up for her skin and nails. So just because they don't like one product or, the wraps, like I always call the wraps like the intro to our business, like, but just because they don't like the wraps or they think they don't like it doesn't mean that they won't try it. And then maybe they will go back to the wraps again and then actually do it right and see results. Because too, when I had the wrap party, the same aunt that tried the wraps and didn't like it, and she wants to sign up for the hair, skin, and nails. Then when I'm explaining how this works, she's like, oh, I wasn't drinking the water. And I'm like, yeah, but I told you to drink the water. Like, even though she had bought it from another distributor, I still told her how to use it because she's still using my products. And so if it works for her, then all of her other sisters, my aunts or my other aunts or cousins are going to be like, oh, well, it worked for Aunt Terry. So then, yeah, Jelly let me sign up with you. So I did want it to work for her, and I told her how to use it, but I don't know where she was. She just didn't do it right. So
I like to get people's goals and what they're trying to accomplish, and then you can just set a product plan for them.
I make sure that if they do use the wrap, it unfolds, because we've had people that just stick the little square on, and yeah, that's not gonna work. Yeah. So just make sure. I think it's all about making sure that they know how to use it. And like Product Coach is a huge website that is so helpful because it has all the frequently asked questions, and you can.
Well, and one wrap isn't necessarily going to work for everyone.
Right.
So I
Actually, she was signed as a PT yesterday, but she had did 3 wraps before.
Oh,
So,
Yeah, some people see this wrap and like expect like dramatic results, like they're gonna lose 50 pounds as soon as they take it off. Yeah, and that's some people will see like you just make sure they take those before and afters because you can tell them you don't have to share them with me if you're not comfortable, but just take it for yourself and then compare them because sometimes they'll see like a little bit of a difference and you might have to point it out, but that little bit of difference is still a result. And with continued use, it's only going to get better, you know? So that's what we were talking about at a wrap party. Like some people will see awesome results with 1, but some people it might take 2 full treatments of 8. You know what I mean? So just make sure that they're doing that for sure. Because I remember they were kind of like, I don't want to take a picture, but you're like, you don't have to show me, just make sure that you see it.
yeah.
So I have quite a few loyal customers that have tried different products and mostly the wraps, and they'll show me the picture, and I do this side by side and show them the results, but they won't let me share them. So I'm having a really hard time finding people where I can say, I've been using the ones where it says, you know, oh, Jenny lost 50 pounds and triple thread. Sometimes I forget that I posted that, so somebody messaged me and say, I want to do what Jenny did, and I'm like, who's Jenny?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sorry, I was half asleep because of me. But I can't get anyone to let me put their pictures online because they're afraid that people will see them and they don't want to share them. And I really want to have those stories so I can show them. My best friend's getting ready to sign up and she'll be, you know, that, but she wants to wait till she's completely transformed to do any pictures. So nobody wants me to post their pictures online. I'm like, I won't show them. They can post.
Yeah.
I know. I'm telling you, they won't let me show just the belly. You know, I'm like, I won't put your name. I won't put anything, but they're very adamant. Like,
I've said, I'm like, I am just so excited, like, be very excited. And then, I think when you get like super pumped up, because I mean, they are awesome results and people have to like know that, you know, that is just crazy. But I think if you're like excited about it, and I always say like, do you care if I share this? Like, and almost if I've started off with that super excitement, I haven't really had anybody that they're just like, don't tag me.
Okay. Because so far they'll buy wraps from me, you know, they want to try one and they're like, do I have to give you the pictures? And I'm like, you don't have to, but I'd like to share them. Well, don't post them on Facebook. I'll show you, but you can't post them on Facebook. Before they even
Just
try
ask them if you can, post it, but not like tag them. Because that way,
as client or
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
one of my
just share-
customers.
Just share that status like, oh my gosh, my friend's having amazing results with.
I think they think people are going to recognize their stomach or something. Like, everybody knows their stomach.
Yeah.
I have to leave early, guys. Sorry. But it was nice meeting everyone. And see y'all
Yeah.
soon.
I think that's pretty much it. that we've got.
Focus on stuff that builds your business. Don't just be busy in your mind. Like really focus on stuff that's going to like make sure you're reaching out to people and sharing the products instead of like sitting at a computer analyzing numbers, which I get caught doing a lot. And it helps our business, but it's not the time wise.
Productive.
Yeah, like those things can help, but you really need to focus on the tasks that are bringing people in and changing lives. Honestly, just don't be busy in your mind.
And I love what Brittany Landrum said is she always says there's a difference between wanters and workers. So everybody wants this lifestyle, but how hard are you really willing to work for it? So you can't just always, oh, I want this and I want my life to be like this. But you have to
Take
put
action.
time and effort and action behind it in order to get that. So I just love what she says about it. So but that's it. Well, oh shoot, should have had her stay for a picture.
Oh.
Dang.